What's good, bros? It's your boy DWS. I'm back with this YouTube mess, and today we're gonna be doing a recap. Misfits 5 just happened yesterday, and wow, all my predictions were wrong. Well, most of my predictions were wrong. I got 4 out of 7 fights wrong. So let's talk about it. First fight was Tempo Arts and Godson. Tempo Arts completely just whooped his ass in the first round. That's all it was. First round. I heard later in the night that Godson got sent to the hospital because of some, like, maybe dislocated shoulder or something that happened during the fight. I have no clue, but I'm already 0-1 in predictions. Second fight, Ginty Halal Ham. I was actually correct on this fight. It was barely even a fight. Ginty was just shooting the jab. He ended up dropping Halal Ham in the first round. With the first right hand that he threw, ended up dropping Halal Ham. So he might be a little chinny. The whole fight was like a dance contest. Halal Ham sitting there doing this, doubling up on the jab, not being able to close the distance. He's fighting on the outside where he should be trying to get in the inside. He was struggling. Very boring fight, but hey, now I'm 1-1. Third fight, Astrid Wet, AJ Bunker. I had AJ Bunker winning by making Astrid Wet quit. Did not happen at all. She was doing good in the first round, just moving around, but she used a lot of wasted movement while Astrid Wet just stood there, stood her ground, popped the jab in her face, knocking her head back multiple times. And that fight went to Astrid Wet, making her the first women's Misfits title holder. Congratulations. Very close fight. Could have went either way, but I have to say, Astrid did win that fight. So now I'm 1-2. Tag team boxing. Man, that shit was entertaining. I thought it was goofy as hell. Don't get it twisted. I thought it was goofy as hell. It seemed like Ice Poseidon and Anthony Vargas wanted no part of Pineda. Every time Pineda was out, they'd tag each other in like 6 times. When B-Dave came out, they both got a little more confident. Like, okay, maybe I could hang in with this guy. But when Pineda came out, it just tag. It was so funny. Los Pineda Coladas won when I predicted they would. They won by like TKO in the second round. B-Dave got the stoppage on Ice Poseidon. He tried to tag him out. I'm going to show a clip real quick. But he tried to tag him out. And Anthony Vargas had his hand out to tag in, and it ended up punching Ice Poseidon in the face. That was so funny. I saw that live when it happened. I didn't see the little reclap on Twitter. I saw it live, and it was so funny. I started cracking up. Good job, Misfits, for the tag team boxing. I would like to see it again. Not a regular thing, though. They should put it on like every 3 Misfits or every 4 Misfits fights just to swing it in there. Don't make it a regular thing. I think it'll kill the hype and the love for it. I thought it was fun. That's now making me 2-2. We're tied right now. Maybe I get a punishment if I get it wrong. I don't know. We'll find out in the next video. Next fight was King Kenny versus Ragsu. And man, did Kenny underperform. Kenny was doing good, throwing his jab. He was dodging a lot of shots, making Ragsu miss. But he wasn't active enough. He didn't throw. This fight was similar to me, like the Deji Alex Wasabi fight, where Deji was slipping everything and not returning, and Alex Wasabi was the aggressor. That's the same fight that happened in this one. Ragsu was the one hitting the body shots, coming at Kenny, letting his hands go more than Kenny. But Kenny just didn't have an answer for it, or he was just gun-shy. He didn't want to let his hands go. He threw that right hand like 3 times to like the body, and that was it. The whole time was just jab, slip, jab. And it made it kind of a boring fight, if I'm being honest. Ragsu edged the decision. I think it should have been a unanimous decision instead of a split decision for him. But either way, congratulations, Ragsu. Obviously, I believe Kenny could do better and he should win the rematch. I think he has a lot to work on just letting his hands go. But yeah, Ragsu, deserved win. That's making me 2-3 in predictions right now. Dean the Great and Pele. Dean the Great and Pulley was up next. This fight kind of went how I thought it would go, you know. Dean the Great was mainly being dominant. Pulley had his moments. He didn't make it an easy fight whatsoever. Dean the Great ended up dropping him in like the 3rd round. It was a clean, cold, boom, fell to the ground. Dean the Great was clearly the better fighter of the 2, so he has a well-deserved win. I think it went all 4 rounds in a unanimous decision to Dean. This is now making me 3-3 in predictions. There's one more fight, and it's 3-3. So this is the tiebreaker, if I got this one right or wrong. Jay Swinger, Nichlmao. Let's talk about it. Round 1 started, and Nichlmao was shooting his jab. He was being very defensive. He was landing the more volume, while Jay Swinger had more of the power shots. But round 1 for me, I had to give it to Nichlmao. He was more active. He was more accurate. For only like 6 months, 8 months of training, he looked good. Second round came along and it was more of the same thing. Nichlmao in, but you could definitely tell they both were getting tired in this round. But I still have to give it to Nichlmao. I feel like he was landing the more accurate punches and volumes of combos, while Jay Swingler was more landing the 1-2 with the right, trying to just shoot the right hand over time. But it definitely looked more powerful than Nichlmao's punches. Round 3, I gave this round to Jay Swingler. I think Nichlmao was very fatigued, he was very exhausted, couldn't keep his hands up. He definitely had that hand down like a lot more than what should have, was using his shoulders, shoulder rolling in most of the punches, but he still got tagged up and pieced up a lot in that round. Jay Swingler was definitely hurting him, so I'd have to give that round to Jay Swingler, making it 2-1 in rounds to Nichlmao. Round 4 was a close round. I personally gave it to Nichlmao. I thought he did better. I thought he showed more in that round, especially near the end. He was showing that he wanted it a little bit more, fighting with the little bit of gas tank that he had left in him. I can see why people thought it was a Jay Swingler round, but I personally edged it to Nichlmao. So while watching the fight, I was thinking Nichlmao won this pretty easily, 3-1. Then they gave it to Jay Swingler. Now, I don't have a problem with making it a draw, because I understand a draw. If you give Nichlmao the first 2 and Jay Swingler the last 2, I understand a draw. But it couldn't have been a Jay Swingler win. It was a Nichlmao win or a draw. No in between. Jay Swingler very much underperformed that night. I wonder how the rematch goes. I think Nichlmao has a lot of talent. He just has to put more time into it, and he'll probably be problems for anybody. Wasabi, he'll be a problem for Kenny, he'll be a problem for anybody. Jay Swingler did not win that fight, and that's just a fact. I also saw Jay Swingler uploaded a video stating that he's not claiming the victory because you need to have a decisive winner. That fight was too close, too competitive to make it one or the other, and I feel like he feels defeated. He knows he did not win that fight, so he's offering a rematch to Nichlmao. I think that's a great idea. They should run it back. Nichlmao and Keemstar, they're doing an appeal of the fight, so we're going to see how that goes. Maybe it gets overturned, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure if it will, just because of how close it was, but we shall see the results probably in the next few days or the next week. I think they should run it back, and that'd be dope. Anyways, I thought this event was going to be shit, but I honestly think this event did way better than 002. 002 has to be the worst event to date. 005, it was not bad. I don't think it was as good as the KSI, 001 and 004, but it still did pretty good. I think the tag team made it most exciting, and maybe the upset of Kenny made it the most exciting because, you see newcomers coming in the scene being able to beat the top dogs. I had a great time. All right, well, that's my recap of Misfits 005. Let me know what you think. I think Nichlmao got robbed, but I'm also not a boxing analyst, so I don't know. Let me know what you think of the video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and have an amazing day.